Okay, so today we have Matchbox 20 and Push. I will say, I was in bed. I just had some Burger King, and then I realized I don't have a video to put up for today. So here we are, late at night, coming to Matchbox 20. I've heard of Push by Moist, a great Canadian band, but I don't remember. This title does not ring a bell. It might. I mean, by the views here, I would be surprised if I haven't heard it before, but we will see. Again, Matchbox 20 has been requested by subscribers and also by people, personal friends of mine. So it's great to come back to them and see what's going on. So yeah, let's just get into this and let's just go. A somber tone.
She said, I don't know if I've ever been good enough. I'm a little bit rusty and I think my head is caving in. And I don't know if I've ever been really loved by a hand that's touched me, and I feel like something's gonna give. And I'm a little bit angry. Well, this ain't over. No, not here. Not while I still need you around. You don't own me. We might change it. Yeah, we just might feel good. I wanna push you around. Well, I will. Well, I will. I wanna push you down. Well, I will. Well, I will. I wanna take you for granted. Well, I wanna take you for granted. Yeah, I will. I will. She said, I don't know why you ever would lie to me. Like I'm a little untrusting when I think that the truth is gonna hurt you. And I don't know why you couldn't just stay with me. You couldn't stand to be near me when my face don't seem to wanna shine. Cause it's a little bit dirty. Oh well, don't just stand there. Say nice things to me. Cause I've been cheated, I've been wrong with you. You don't know me, yeah, well I can't change. Well, I won't do anything at all. I wanna push you around. Well, I will, well, I will. I wanna push you down. Well, I will, well, I will. I wanna take you for granted. Yeah, I wanna take you for granted. Yeah, well, I will. Oh, but don't bowl me over. Just wait a minute. Well, it kind of fell apart. Things get so crazy, crazy. Don't rush this, baby. Don't rush this, baby, baby. I wanna push you around. Well, I will. Well, I will. I wanna push you down. Well, I will. Well, I will. I wanna take you for granted. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanna take you. Yeah, well, I will. I will. I will. I will. I will. Push you around, drag you down. I wanna push you around. Well, I will.
Holy moly. Okay. So Matchbox 20 and Push. This. Okay, so I have to say at the top. Where do I begin? My God, I'm choked up. So, like I said at the start, I didn't know if I would recognize this song, and I mean, even you could see, through my, my head when the chorus came in that yes, I that I know that chorus. But yes, I've never actually I've heard my mom listen to the song, which and I never knew it was Matchbox 20 or anything. But again, I've only really ever heard the chorus. I guess this is still a reaction. I've never really delved into the song or anything or looked up the video. Anyway, but yes, the chorus. I feel like everybody and their grandmother has heard that chorus. Freaking how he just jumps into the well, it's just like, oh Jesus. Anyway, Jesus in a good way. But with this video, and again, I don't know if the music video is going to be blocked because again, YouTube's fickle. But anyway, watching the video, it's such a powerful video with lead singer here, Rob Thomas. Rob Thomas, I always think of Robert Thomas, who's a hockey player. Anyway, but Rob Thomas here, the musician. You can just feel his anger, his frustration. I love the visuals of the video and how the video, it's not black and white, but all the band members are wearing black. It's very gray. It's very kind of dirty and grimy and ugly. And also, how I keep wanting to say Brad or something. His name is freaking Rob. Anyway, how Rob is tied to at one point he's like on a chain. He's tied to like a wall or whatever. It's almost like he's like a rabid dog or something. And he's just like he seems he seems caged. Goodness gracious, I just want to say so much, I want to talk fast anyway. And and I just, the visuals are just perfect, and Rob just friggin' how he's yelling at the camera, singing, but obviously his singing is almost like yelling, and he's very, like I said, he's very he seems pissed off, and just staring at the camera, and just, it's so powerful. I couldn't get over that. And honestly, I guess, I don't know, through the reaction too. You could see me look at my arm. Just as I did get some goosebumps, which, I mean, saying that, you might not believe me, but I mean, it did happen. There was a little bit of a tingle. I mean, my goodness gracious, certain songs will do that to a person. And it's just, again, the video was so powerful. And it's just, I mean, obviously with these lyrics, you're talking about what seems like an abusive relationship, which I'll get to the lyrics in a second here to talk about them more. But again, just to talk about Rob Thomas's voice again, like I said, he has, I guess you might describe it as nasally, perhaps. What really came to mind, and I don't know if I mentioned this before or my other reaction to the band, but he reminded me of Rain Maida from Our Lady Peace, who was a Canadian band, which I enjoy. Anyway, I don't know. And also, Rain Maida and Our Lady Peace were, big in the 90s as well, and in the early 2000s, just like Matchbox 20 was. But yeah, he has that kind of a voice, which was this voice right here is what was very iconic in the late 90s, like I said, early 2000s. This was, I mean, and some people don't like these kind of voices, whatever, like a voice like Rob's. But I enjoy his voice a lot of power, kind of like a baritone in a way as well. And again, he just sounds so emotional, and he's very emotive. And again, just the visuals. I'm glad I watched this video either way, if it gets blocked or not, because you can just see on his face and his expressions. It's just so, I hate to say powerful again, but that's what it is. It's so powerful, and just you're taken aback and everything. And it's just like you're just kind of entranced in what he's saying in his story. So anyway. Oh, my goodness gracious. And again, Kyle Cook here on guitar. I always, want to give the band their due here. But Kyle Cook on lead guitar, he was very good too. I guess you would say it was kind of like a solo in how the song started. Again, I said, a very somber tone to start off, really set the tone. And how, the song was going to be almost, it almost felt tragic right off the bat. But yeah, Kyle Cook was great in this video. I just love the music video too of everyone here. Again, Adam Gaynor on rhythm guitar, Brian Yale on bass, and Paul Doucette on drums. All of these guys, they just seemed like such a tight unit, and they were just rocking the hell out. And I don't know, they all looked like they were on a goddamn mission. And I just love the music video. Again, I loved how they all seemed kind of not depressed, but again, the black and everything, and they all just seemed kind of down, but still they were rocking out, and I just loved the vibe that was going on, I guess you could say. But yeah, really, again, Rob Thomas just blew me away here with his vocals, and he was also the writer of the song too, I see here in the personnel on Wikipedia. Anyway, just such a great tune, such an earworm too, that chorus, I don't know, with just two words, I will. Just how he can make those two words so catchy and so addictive. Oh my God. Anyway, like I said, I don't know. I'm just, this song again, even though I've heard the chorus, but I've never delved into it deeper or anything, or listen or remember anything else from it. I don't know. This song just took me aback. This song is just so like I don't know why I haven't discovered this earlier or whatever, looked into it earlier, because this song is so good. And so it really does. I mean, it freaking what's the word? You know, pulls at your heartstrings. I mean, holy shit. Anyway, my goodness. So on genius.com here, there is an about, and I just want to read this just because, you know, to get some things right, see what the song is about, because I do know that apparently it's been, you know, it was controversial in a way, and we'll get to that in a second. I'm using my hands a lot. So it says here, you know, Push is a song by Matchbox 20 off of their 1996 release, Yourself or Someone Like You. I like that title. The song is about an emotionally abusive relationship that Rob Thomas was in with a woman who had been cheated on and betrayed by previous exes. So right off the bat, you know, it seems like she's a little vulnerable. The relationship is at a breaking point, and at some point, Rob has suggested or asked for them to break up because of the emotional distress and pain they are both experiencing. So, you know, it sounds like he's saying, you know, this isn't good for any of us. Anyway, it goes on. Her difficult past has shattered her mental and emotional state, and she struggles with self-esteem, trust, and loving herself and someone else as a result of her previous relationships, which were likely emotionally abusive with her as the victim. She is upset that someone she has likely opened up to about her insecurities, fears, and emotions would dare turn away and run away from her. However, she has taken on the role of the abuser in her new relationship with Rob, and he's now the one suffering with the emotional abuse. So it seems like here, and again, okay, so now that kind of makes sense, because obviously, you know, you hear this chorus, you hear, you know, I want to take you for granted, I want to push you around, I will. It sounds like Rob has taken her position. And actually, I did hold the phone. So when I searched up the song, there was a little interview, you know, a 5-minute thing where it showed like Rob talking about the song with an interviewer, and they talked about, you know, he said, because again, I don't like going into things cold, and you know, during the pause there, I just wanted to see that interview. Anyway, when he said, like, you know, he wanted to talk about this relationship, he wanted to talk about, you know, how he felt, you know, emotionally abused, and no physical stuff either. That's what he wanted to mention as well. This was all about emotional abuse, and how he said basically that, you know, he didn't want to do a song where he kind of, as he put it, he didn't want to whine in a song. He didn't think that was going to, you know, be as good. So then he kind of put himself in her shoes, and you know, where he talks about, you know, I'm going to push you around, I will. So then, you know, because again, it sounds, I guess, better, and it makes a better song, and it sounds more intriguing coming from her point of view if he's in her shoes doing the song, instead of him doing it, you know, saying that, you know, from his point of view. So yeah, I you know, as a songwriter, I'm not a songwriter, but as a songwriter for him, I mean, yeah, that makes sense to try to make it as intriguing and as playable as possible, and as catchy as possible, and as relatable as possible too. So yeah, I just like, you know, where he talks about that, because then again, looking here, even on Wikipedia and on songfacts.com and Genius, all these sites that I'm on, they talk about how this song was seen as controversial. Apparently, you know, I feel like I'm all over the place, but let's just go with it. It said at least one feminist group tried to ban the song, believing that it encouraged violence towards women. The ploy failed when the band explained that it was about emotional rather than physical confrontation, and dealt with female on male mental harm, not the other way around. And also said Rob Thomas has said that this is evident to anyone who listens to the lyrics and not just the chorus. So, I mean, I get it. You listen to that chorus, and you know, I guess, and it's a guy singing, whatever. And there's, you know, he's saying, I want to push you around, I will. And if you interpret, obviously, that, you know, he's talking about a woman, then yeah, I guess if you don't read anything else into the song, or you read about what Rob's actually talking about, you'll think that, you know, he wants to physically harm this woman. But yeah, like he said, you know, that's not what it's about at all. So yeah, I mean, again, that reminds me of, you know, some of the other songs. The first two that really come to mind are, I guess, about the kind of the same thing. You know, I think of like again, Being a Canadian, American Woman by the Guess Who, and how, you know, I think that song went to number 1 in the States, and then they figured out later that the Guess Who, they weren't being nice about American Woman. They, you know, were actually kind of, you know, they were being a bit rude about them, and people found that out, and they're like, hold the phone. Anyway, and then another song like Born in the USA, let's stay on the same course here, by Bruce Springsteen. You know, you hear that chorus and you're like, yeah, born in the USA, we're proud to be American. But Bruce, if you actually listen to the lyrics and everything, he's not a happy camper. So yeah, it's just like you gotta, you know, do your research, I guess. And don't just listen to the chorus. I mean, that's just, I'm getting on a soapbox here now, but yeah, you gotta pay attention to everything going on, and you know, not just the chorus, because the chorus, you know, chorus obviously makes the song catchy, and you know, that's what sells records, but also the whole song is important to listen to and see what is actually actually being said. Anyway, that's just an aside, but that's what made me think here too, that, you know, another kind of misinterpreted song. And I do like misinterpreted songs because it just makes the song even more interesting and the story even more intriguing. So anyway, but like I was saying, you know, it seems like Rob's putting himself in the woman's shoes here, because right off the bat when he says, you know, I don't know if I've ever been good enough, I'm a little bit rusty. I love the wording here, and I think my head is caving in, so visual as well. And I don't know if I've ever really been loved by a hand that's touched me. Well, I feel like something's gonna give, and I'm a little bit angry. Well, ooh. But yeah, obviously he's talking from her perspective here. Again, like I said, and like he said, I guess, you know, saying that, you know, I'm talking from her perspective here. I'm talking about female on male violence here, which again, that does obviously happen as well. Obviously, you know, any kind of, you know, abuse is terrible. But here, you know, the female on male is kind of overlooked and people kind of assumed the other way around. But yeah, here, you know, Rob is talking about he was in an abusive relationship. And again, this woman obviously was, she was in a bad place too. And like, you know, Rob said, basically, you know, we should probably, you know, not, you know, this is bad for both of us. And this woman is, you know, already, you know, complicated and already vulnerable. I mean, yeah, it's just a bad situation. But at least, you know, a very good tune came out of it. I mean, I guess you could say that. But yeah, just that chorus just over and over. It's just so, and like I said, so catchy. And I mean, like I said, everyone and their grandmother has heard that. It's just, it's like, I don't know. And like I said, when I heard it, it's just like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I've definitely heard that before. But I just wanted to say one more thing. I feel like I'm talking very fast. Holy crap, this video is long, but there's so much to talk about with this track. Anyway, on Wikipedia here, just a couple more quotes I wanted to say, just because it intrigues me. It goes on again how feminist groups were outraged and claimed the song was about abusing women. Going on, even though Thomas has stated that the man in the song himself was being abused emotionally by a woman. It says Thomas expressed surprise when he heard that the song was being misinterpreted as misogynistic. He said, a former girlfriend of mine was an ingredient for the song, but other people have scarred me too. He goes on, in an interview with The Morning Call, Thomas has described the song as fallen in and out of love. And again, I mean, yeah, you love this woman, of course, and this woman loves you too, but also, you got to understand, you know, you're falling in and out of love, and you understand, like I already said, obviously there was a lot of moving parts here, and a lot of emotions, and a lot of anger and trust issues. I mean, yeah, it's a bad time. Anyway, also, one more last thing here. Bass guitarist Brian Yale has also said, we were kind of surprised when we heard all that stuff about it being misogynistic. He said, wow, really? It's not about that at all. I mean, just meet us. We're not the manliest men of all time. I'm a short guy. I don't think I could kick anyone's ass. So I like that. You know, he's a short king, and he can't kick anyone's ass. You know, that seems relatable for me as well. Yeah, so it's just, again, people get the wrong picture. But at least, you know, the people that do know what it's about, they do know what it's about. And I guess, you know, this controversy, at least, you know, it probably helped the song, you know, climb the charts even more. And, you know, got people listening. And, you know, again, the controversy, whether you like it or not, I mean, that's, you know, it's not about abusing a woman. You know, you got to read the stuff. So anyway, oh my goodness, what an intriguing track. I didn't think this video was going to be 18 minutes long. Holy shit, I don't know what I talked about all through there. But anyway, really enjoyed this track. Very intriguing, very interesting. So powerful as well, like I said. Love his voice so much. Like I said, the nasaliness, I guess you could say. And again, it's just that voice that, you know, was so prominent during this time. And he just fits right in there. So yeah, glad to get back to Matchbox 20 here with Push. And yeah, again, I just can't get over this. This was just such a this was a touching track, very relatable. Whether you're whatever gender you are and whatever you've gone through, you know, with abuse. So anyway, very good track. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. Really appreciate all the support. And if you're still here for this long video, you're a trooper. I mean, holy crap. But anyway, thank you all. Have a good day wherever you are, or night, and I'll see you soon.